7 in Harlem, New York. And we want to begin today, as all righteous people do, invoking the name and the spirit of the Most High. So in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that irregardless to land, label, or language, creed, color, or class, religion, race, or ritual, that there's but one God. And we come to you today in the name of the one God, invoking your spirit of peace, power, and fearlessness. For we beseech your help and we ask your mercy. For we believe in you and trust in you for all that we need. We are your helpers to establish peace in New York City. Because today is the 13th anniversary of Peace, W-E-E-K, week. Because peace is weak, W-E-A-K, in New York City. And these are the soldiers combined that wants to make peace strong in New York City. So give us the spirit of fearlessness. Give us the spirit of righteousness. Give us the spirit that we won't quit until every heart is healed, every mother is satisfied that their pain was not in vain, that all of the pain will be turned into the campaign of peace. We ask this prayer in the name of all of your wonderful, righteous servants. We say Amen. And when I count to 3, everybody say peace. 1, 2, 3.
Peace.
And now we're going to bring out, we're going to introduce the Queen, the co-architect, the CEO and founder. We'll move forward. And so I will bring up the gun violence prevention czar of New York City, A.T. Mitchell.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace week. Peace week. Peace week. Peace week. Peace week. Peace week. Yes, it is the 13th anniversary. 13 years in a row that we've been celebrating Peace Week here in New York City. My name is Brother A.T. Mitchell. As been mentioned, I'm a proud member of the Gun Violence Awareness Movement, the Crisis Management System, and all of these wonderful models that we have across the world. I am proud to be alongside of all of my comrades here in New York City, kicking off Peace Week. For those who don't know, we celebrate Peace Week in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Prince of Peace. And if you know anything about Dr. King, there was nothing weak about Dr. King. Dr. King was a fearless leader that led us all in history to where we stand at today. And so in his name and in his honor, we've decided that we would celebrate and work together to make sure that this year's Peace Week is the safest Peace Week of all. So the idea of Peace Week is that those members that you see alongside of me, we work in the streets, day in and day out, to create peace as a lifestyle. But this week in particular, we're recommitting ourselves to go back out there to make sure we can, hopefully, one day, I don't think we've ever experienced it, but hopefully one day we will have a week in New York City where there is no gun violence throughout the entire city. That's the work we have. So we have experienced this before, and we're looking to experience it again this year in 2023. So we're here at the steps of City Hall because we know that we cannot do this alone. We have to do this with all of our partners. All of our partners in government on the city level, all of our partners together on the state level, all of our partners on a federal level, and more importantly, all of our partners on a community level. So we have clergy, we have members of different religions, there's different groups, as you can see, that's represented. And I'm not going to try to shout everybody out because I'm not going to get in trouble this time. But I'd rather let them shout themselves out. So we're going to turn to the men and women who oftentimes don't get the credit that you deserve. Because last year we had a drop in crime in this city, and homicides and in shootings. And unfortunately, a lot of people did not give you the credit for bringing down those statistics. But also during this week is our week to recognize you. Because without you all, nobody in the city is safe. And so on behalf of the city of New York and our comrades of this movement, I want to say thank you to every single one of you for committing yourselves to this movement. This is bigger than a job. This is a movement. You cannot tell. It's just based on sight. Every year we're growing and growing and growing. And it's not going to be very long before we take up this entire steps of City Hall with brave men and women like you all. So now I want to give you all a chance to shout out your organizations, and we'll start by borough. All right? We'll start by borough. So let's start first with the borough that oftentimes gets forgotten.
Staten Island.
But we have never forgotten now.
Staten Island.
Great borough of Charlotte. Staten Island.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that, right?
There's Spirit Perry in the house. There's True Life in the house. Yeah. So, just want to recognize. I'm not going to do it again. We're going to come from just follow the peace.
Let's take a second and salute Sheena Ray.
So we're going to take the peace ride as we're going to do next week. Coming up. So we're going to start in Staten Island this year, and from there we're going to go to Brooklyn. Is Brooklyn in the house? All right, so we know we got great organizations in Brooklyn. I'm not going to try to shout us all out. Respect for every single one of them. From there, we're going to go to the great borough of Queens.
Big Queens. Big Queens.
Queens is in the house. I just been reminded to not say something else. The next borough, we're going to say Harlem. Is Harlem in the house? Harlem. Got it. Right. Moving all the way up. Last but certainly not least. BX.
You already know.
So, we covered the 5 boroughs, is that right?
That's right.
All right, we don't want to leave nobody out. All of the organizations deserve credit for the work that they do, and this is our time. This week, we don't just interrupt violence, but we also have some fun. We also have all kinds of activities all week long. You can go to the website, peaceweeknyc.com, and you can see the different activities that we engage in all week long. And so we want to invite people to also attend those as well. From there, I'm going to turn it back over to my dear sister, Nicole. Give it up for my sister, Nicole. From the finance.
So now I'm going to introduce the working girl, the queen, the co-architect, and the CEO and founder of Life Matters. And please take it.
Peace.
Stay up for the special.
under-recognized for making our streets safe. It is a dedication of these brothers and sisters working with high-risk individuals. When we talk about how do we have a week of peace, how do we dedicate to a week of nonviolence in the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King, how we do it is we work with those individuals who have the highest potential to shoot somebody or to be shot. And we talk to them, and we educate them, and we dedicate time to make sure that they understand that their life is more valuable than picking up that gun and trying to resolve that interpersonal trauma or that beef you think you got. And so, Peace Week starts, even though we've passed the baton, right? And so they said, forget them 7 days, we're gonna do 8 days, we're gonna do 9 days. We stand in their footsteps to follow the new leadership who's organizing Peace Week. And so we want to give it up to the code.
Yes, yes, yes.
We want to give it up to Cornelia. We want to give it up to Jada. We want to give it up to Orisa. And whoever else who's been working and carrying, because in a marathon, we can't just say the marathon continues. We got to take the baton and we got to run our legs like we never ran before. Because our people drive in the people. That's right. So we salute. We salute. You took that baton with grace. Not that you wanted it. I gave it to you. You didn't take it back. You can't. We ran in another direction. That's all. So we got other things to do. That's right. Because if we stand still, that means the movement ain't growing. That's right. So we got the first retail license to sell cannabis in New York. Because we got to fund ourselves, and we talked about funding ourselves. We can't fund ourselves by saying we got to fund ourselves by building something that can fund ourselves. That's right. I never spoke to joy in my life. But I understand what we need, right? I understand where we're going. We're not standing still. So don't look at AT and myself to stand still. Don't look at us to be who we were yesterday. Don't look at us to be us. Look at us to be the greatest person you could ever be, because your greatness is different than our greatness. What we got ain't for you. What you got is for you. And you got to keep building on your greatness, and that's how we make a week of peace. That's how we continue the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. We're not trying to be Dr. Martin Luther King. But we took that baton from King, from Malcolm, from Harriet, from Ella Fitzgerald, from Bob Marley,
That's right. All that.
Tupac,
All that, yes. Nipsey Hussle, great people, all that.
from Malcolm X.
Yes.
I say it again, if by any means necessary, we're going to get peace in our streets.
That's right.
Peace. Yeah, scream. There you go.
What you doing?
Turn on the mic.
He'll be right back. Soon back.
That people that came from the system. I've been going through the system since I was 12 years old until I was 26. I just came out of prison when I was 26. I've been through foster care, group homes, this and that, took it from my parents. So I was always used to a certain way to react and to rebel. And what Erica is teaching me, a mental way to rebel instead of physically all the time.
That's right.
Because I came from a place where we just impulsive all the time. It's like fuck it, it's up. And then now she's teaching me how to control my fire. I'm sorry.
No.
No, you're doing it, family.
Right? You know I can teach because I did that shit.
And I know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because as I used to handle my behavior too. I've been fighting cops since I was young, 5, 6 years on the corner, dragging 3 cents, feeding me out, all types of stuff, you know, they've been through everything. And she's just teaching me how to control the fire and how to teach the kids that's going through juveniles and all of getting taken from their parents just like me and thought that we was by ourselves and nobody understood us. She's teaching us how to control the fire.
Nice.
And put it in the right place.
Right, that's right.
Y'all are all inspiration.
Peace, Queen. We appreciate you.
Erica Floyd for president. This is G-Speak. As they say, as soul train love, peace and soul. You know what I'm saying? And it comes from the heart. Just peace, everybody put the guns down.
That was heartfelt,
Put the guns down. And we gotta learn how to use the fire mentally.
That's right.
And emotionally. We gotta stop doing this, y'all.
Yeah.
We gotta stop. Coming from me, everybody gotta stop. All right? Police too, everybody for the most part.
That's right.
Thank you. Beautiful.
All right, thank you, Erica Ford and Bobby for that last time. I got you. And so we have our good old so we're gonna give it to Jelani Williams, our public advocate, New York City. Come on, public advocate.
Always, always.
What's up, everybody?
Jelani.
What's up? 13 years doing Peace Week, that's what's up. I remember when all of us were dreaming about a group of people who could be in the streets helping prevent gun violence, and all of y'all have proved that that's not only possible, it's necessary. And as we celebrate Dr. King's birthday, I think it's fitting that we try to get a week, I would say even more, of not having violence in our city. That is an honorable goal.
Yes, it is.
To try to achieve.
Yes, it is.
In any week.
A man with
Doubly
vision.
As we celebrate the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. By the way, he's a lot more revolutionary than people try to act. They try to pacify him. That's a whole nother conversation. But he knew that to address the violence in communities, we need a lot more than is often offered. We need the resources. We need the structure to make sure we can ask people to make a different decision and give them something to make the decision. But we're asking all of New York City to walk with us on this peace journey. I want you to look at all the folks behind me. Daily, they're out there preventing violence, preventing gun violence. But everybody has a part to play. That includes our community. So join us this week in Peace Week. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Spread peace, because we got to do that. Please just do your part. And lastly, I'll say to our adults, people in our community, there is a group of young people that you probably pass by every single day. You don't say good morning, you don't say how are you, you don't say good night. When people don't interact with our young people, they feel invisible and they act invisible. So I'm just asking you to say good morning to them. Ask them how they're doing. Say good night. The first 2 or 3 times is going to be a bit strange if nobody's done it. But by the 3rd or 4th time, you'll begin a rapport. And they'll begin to feel that somebody cares about them. And we should do that in the name of peace. Peace and blessing, love and light.
Peace. All right, all right.
For that, up next is a young woman that has lost her husband to gun violence. Her name is Teresa Ryan.
shot 5 times at night in Brooklyn, staircase. He survived for 7 months. He left behind 3 kids. My kids are suffering. It's not fair. The guy is still out, and I've been crying out every day for help. So we need to put these guns down. Turn yourself in. Turn yourself in, because my children are sad every day. I'm sad every day. That was my partner, my love. We need help. Peace, please. Peace, please. Bring the peace. Please bring the peace. Thank you.
Peace. All right, thank you, thank you.
We're going to bring out every representative of the borough. So, as we said, the forgotten borough, but not the forgotten borough. My brother Iron Mike comes to the stage. Harry.
All right.
What's up? Yo, real quick, peace everybody. I just want to say, y'all know what I do when I step up here. First, I want to acknowledge the architects, the co-architects. Some of them are standing here with me now. A couple are not. Like our brother K. Bain. I want to shout out K. Bain for all he's done for this movement. My big brother 18, Reese, big brother Lance, my brother D. There we go. So just want to shout them out, because I think we got to remind ourselves that we're standing on the shoulders of giants, and I want to recognize you guys for me even being here first and foremost. Secondly, we want to do this. We want to remind New York City, who showed us we really standing here. And I think the reality is, when I get up here, y'all know how I do. I want to say this. I need y'all to repeat after me. Yeah, man. We got to let them know what we're doing. Whose work is this? God's work? God's work. God's work? God's work. God's work? God's work. That's what we're doing. There's a lot of partners here. I see DOH, I see Legal Aid, I see ONS. I see a lot of our partners who we lean on. Rise is here. So I want to thank all of them. I see, shout out to Bobby for coming through. I see Slow here too for sending a message to the youth. It's very, very, very important. And then in closing, I'll say this. I represent True to Life. I represent Staten Island. I represent my organization, Penny Inc. But I'm also an honorary member of Man Up. I'm also an honorary member of both sides. Save, Life Care, King of Kings, SOS, CCE. You know what I'm talking about? So once we all pour that energy, that's what we do with CMS. So salute CMS for continuing to work. We're approaching 1,000 days with no homicides in one of our target areas. The work is going on, it's happening. Salute to CMS. Peace week. Peace week.
Right. That's right. Brother Iron Mike. Up next, I'm going to bring up Lance Furtado, King of Kings.
I'm not going to take long. I'm going to make it short and sweet. First, I just want to greet everybody and say peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I'm going to say this on behalf of the whole CMS family. Right? This is our call. This is our word out to New York City. Because we do this from a place of love. New York City, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You know, we do this work for the youth, right? To change the mindsets of the youth and the community norm. So we have a youth that's 17 years old that works with Guns Down Life Up. He's a representative and an ambassador, and I want to bring him up, Christian Matthew.
Yeah!
Peace, everybody. Peace. My name is Christian Matthew. I am the youth representative of Guns Down Life Up. Guns Down Life Up. Guns Down Life Up. Under the leadership of James Dobbins, who is our director. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. Thank you, A.T. Mitchell, Erica Ford, and all of the pioneers of gun violence. Today, we are here to announce Peace Week in New York City. Gun violence is the leading cause of death for young people across our country, and every day we are facing an attack on our young people. Our young people are dying at tremendous rates, and it's disproportionately affecting people that look like me and you, black and brown children, black and brown men, and especially our women. And now we are standing together. We stood together for 13 years, as A.T. Mitchell said. This wall behind me of pioneers and of leaders, or as I'm going to call them today, the peace enforcement, is standing behind us. And every day we are getting larger. There are new organizations showing up because there is a cry for help. And I believe that our city is crying for help, but also our young people, which is why I'm glad that we have a mayor that has
put A.T. Mitchell in charge of leading an entire force of advocates, of leaders in our city to make sure that we are keeping our community safe. But also we are calling on the work of every CMS site to make sure you are going into your communities, going to talk to the young people in your communities, going to talk to the big homies of your community to make sure that we are keeping the peace. Intervention and prevention. That is how we stop gun violence. Intervention and prevention. We are intervening in community drama, we're intervening in community beef, but then we also have prevention where we're reaching out to our young people, and that is what each organization is doing behind us. We do it all the time at Guns Down Life Up. We have young people all around the city that come to our organizations, that go to Man Up, that go to SOS, that go to RTG. So this is the work that we are doing, and we're doing the work to assist our young people. On next Friday, January 20th, we are having an event at Lincoln Hospital in the auditorium, where it's an event where we are showcasing peace through the arts, through music, media, and fashion. And we know that that is something that our young people like the most. They love the arts. They love to, make music. And a lot of the music, is dissing music. It's, talking about their family members, talking about their loved ones. But we're bringing peace through music, media, and fashion. And we want to see all of the CMS sites come to Lincoln Hospital on Friday from 5 to 8. So I thank you all for the tremendous work that you are doing. And I look forward to how we are going to continue to work together for our city, for our state, and ultimately for the country. Thank you all so much.
He's 17, I love him, because we're pouring into these kids. Like, there's a leader. They're going to be the next generation. This is how we change the world, right? We're going to a 17-year-old like that. I'm going to, before I end, right, because I'm Harlem, right? And so I'm going to speak for Harlem. I'm going to give my Harlem, okay? I want to thank Equal Architects and CMS and Peace Week. This has been a ride, right? A ride that Eric said that I didn't know I was going to get into. But I love this work. I love what I do. I mean, I've been doing this for almost over 10 years, right? I get to go alongside okay, cool. I get to work alongside A.T. Mitchell and Eric Ford. That is a blessing, right? And I want to shout out DOH. That is a part of the historical, right? They're historical, right? There's a lot of work in the work that we do right now. So let's not forget the history of that, right? And I want to thank Rise, and I want to thank some of our other crisis management. I'm not going to Right. But the people that actually assist and do the right process, I want to thank one of our Aretha Napa Williams. She doesn't want to be, she want to be quiet, but she is out here doing the work too with the survivors, right? And helping the parents, the siblings, anybody that's connected to those that have lost their people to gun violence. That's a very important work. But before I do close, right, I want to bring up a representative from Elite Learners to speak real quick.
I would like to say peace. 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 I said 3 times for understanding. All right. Our motto is each one teach one and each one reach one. After doing 25 years, it was only right that I come out here and take back and build up. Now, I'm not even going to say build because it's a difference between building and planting. Building, it has an ending. We plant this seed, it continues to grow like those trees, and it's productive. So what I'm saying to all of y'all and for my organization, on the behalf of the learners from Brooklyn, is that we love each other, and we gotta continue to fight no matter what. Say, guns down, life up. Guns down, life up. Guns down, life up. Peace. Peace. Peace.
We got one more, and then we're going to close out. So I want to introduce Sister Aretha Napa Williams.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I could not allow this privilege to go by without thanking each and every one of you. If anyone knows my story, you know that I always say, if it was a CMS in 2006, my son would still be because you guys are so brave until I know that how he was innocently murdered with a bullet for someone else, it would not have happened. So so I thank you all. Although I do this work in his memory through my organization, Not Another Child, I am a survivor first. I got thrust into this work because of my son. But the only way to keep his legacy alive is to lock arms with all of you. So when Mike Perry said we're all integrated, we're all honorary, y'all know I'm a part of everybody that's up here. And whoever don't know me, shame on you. I want to get to know you. So we do services in Brooklyn. We now have an office in East Harlem. Gun violence has no boundaries. These families have no boundaries. We go wherever healing is necessary. So while you guys are working on one side of the gun, trying to prevent it, we're there to catch them when it happens. So I want you to lastly think of my son on Monday, just to give you a snapshot of him and his character. My son was born the day after Martin Luther King. He was a peaceful young man. He got shot in the back of his head because he went away from altercation. So Monday and all during this week, while you're working, while you're doing things to promote peace in your neighborhood, think of my son Ardrell Duran Napper. I love you all and thank you. Love you so.
Demetrius from CCD Brooklyn.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace. I stand before you on behalf of K-Bay and our senior policy advisor, Dr. Divine Pryor. And as we say at CCD, worldwide, and we also say you are, so I am. So K would like to just say this, as a historian, affectionately known as Peace Week. Our city comes together yearly to celebrate a culture of peace, performing activities and encouraging positivity across the city, but focusing on how our community can grow and recognizing the life of Dr. Martin Luther King, this remarkable life of nonviolence and struggle for freedom and equality and justice. We greatly hope that this week inspires everybody, not just the people doing the work, but the community that are directly impacted, to evolve. In 2014, we joined as a city, and we have progressive city council members like Jamani Williams, Fernando Cabrera, and Annabelle Palmer, and others to draft a piece of legislation that was passed as a resolution declaring January 15th to the 22nd as the annual anniversary of Peace Week. We commend all the efforts of the CBI organizations that we're transforming into, the CMS organizations that are leading New York and restoring our community, and we ask that all elected officials and leaders continue to support this celebration, to support this work, to support the people who come back home and come back to the communities in which they were destructive forces and now are positive influences. We say this because we recognize that this work is a reinforcement to our commitment to the idea of human justice and human healing organizations. And we ask that this moment be cemented in our hearts and in our souls as we recognize that what we do now is about the future. And how we pay homage to the past is recognizing that we are just a symbol of the hands that made us. And we ask that we live in the honor and the glory of Dr. King and all the revolutionaries who came before us, who stood and said, if you cannot love the people, you cannot serve the people. On behalf of K-Bay, I say peace.
Peace. All right, so like we started, we're going to end. So we started on prayer, we're going to end with prayer. So I'm asking the representative from God to come up and pray us out.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here, and I salute everyone here. I appreciate whatever everyone does. Your work is invaluable and priceless. So before we leave, we want to commit ourselves into the hands of God. We began with Him, and I believe that we end with Him. Father, we thank you for this opportunity to be of service to your people and your kingdom. You brought us here, and you are the same who are dismissing us. May your hand, unseen yet mighty and powerful, be laid upon us. Continue to lead us on the path of righteousness for your name's sake. Cause every action, words that we have spoken or done be fruitful and productive, that this city will continue to worthy of communities and people living here. Prosper every organization here and the leadership. And as we continue to do that which you have led us to be doing, your glory will be seen, your banner will be raised, and we will continue to celebrate you for who you are and what you mean unto us. Thank you that you always hear us. Amen and amen.